Welcome to Breathe to Heal, our Thursday night get together, doing breath work, learning different techniques. Every other week we bring in special guests on, and tonight I'm very excited to introduce my friend Jordan, who's been learning and working with wisdom keepers from around the world for a while now. His knowledge and wisdom is impeccable. We really are in for a treat. We're going to be working on chakras, doing some breath work into the chakras, because when your chakras are aligned, you're in balance, you get more focused, and Jordan's technique is rather remarkable. So I'm really excited about this. We're going to go through a nice breath work, nice meditation at the end. So just relax, allow Jordan's voice to guide you through the breath work. And I will pass you over, Jordan, my friend. Welcome. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for the nice introduction, and thank you for having me on, Joby.
My pleasure.
Thanks for all those who show up and here.
That's all right. No worries. So tell for the people who don't know you, Jordan, tell us a little bit about yourself, your experience, what you're doing now, and how you know so much about the breath.
For sure. Well, as I always say, it's not the Jordan Turner show, so I won't spend too long talking about myself. It's about the breath and every single person having their own individual experience. But a little bit about me. So for me, I work with breathwork practitioner, as well as I facilitate health and fitness. I'm in the health and wellness industry, and had the pleasure of working with people all over the world from all different backgrounds. And when I say all different backgrounds, I really mean a big, vast mix of people, which is fantastic. When I originally got into the breath, it sort of found me in very subtle ways. I from when having asthma and overcoming asthma, things like that used little techniques. I remember reading this book once it was David Blaine, actually. And it was a free diving technique that I did, and I had this amazing experience. So that pulled out to me. And then after that, I broke my nose in boxing, so I had to learn how to breathe better through my nose to get rid of all the muck that was going on here. And then I used to use it for performance a little bit, so just ways for when I was running, cardiovascular things, strength training, for fighting. But then I sort of wasn't really too into it. It was just like kind of doing bits and bobs of it. And then a mentor of mine, which is actually my friend who's on here now, his brother, Lazo, was like, you really should focus on the breath. He showed me a few techniques and I had amazing experiences and I was doing it a lot more. And he was like, you should really focus on it. I was like, yeah, it was calling to me. And I just started doing my own practice. And I started off just doing 5 minutes, 10 minutes a day. And then it turned into 15 minutes, 20 minutes, hour, hours. And then it became like a daily practice, just trying to be mindful of the breath, learning, studying, reading. And then I looked, who can I learn from? What's other people, different techniques and courses or workshops, and just being a student of the breath. Joby kindly put breathwork master, but for me, I just see it as a student and just sharing the power of the breath, just really just dedicating to that. And it's a pleasure sharing it and seeing the effects that it brings, the healing that it can bring towards people, helping people with certain respiratory issues on a very physical level, helping people overcome things like even arthritis, helping people on a psychological level, emotional level, all these amazing things for the breath. So it's a pleasure to be serving it today. I'm not going to talk for too much because I'm more about giving people an experience, because words and philosophies are great and all that. But I don't want you to believe me. I just want you to be a breather. Be a conscious breather. It doesn't require you to believe. That's the amazing thing about the breath. It doesn't require you to believe in any type of dogma. It doesn't require you to believe in any philosophy. You can have the experience within yourself. So for some, I know are very new to the breath. Some of you have done quite a bit of breath work before. Let's first establish what even is breath work. Breath work is any time we choose to take conscious control of our breathing to induce a particular result. So I don't look at breathing as there's a right and wrong way to breathe. There's just an optimal and less optimal way to breathe, right? Depending on the result you're looking for. There's ways to breathe to increase energy. There's ways to breathe to induce relaxation. There's ways to breathe to enter into our autonomic nervous system. There's ways to breathe to boost immunity. There's all different ways to breathe for all different reasons, to bring healing, to bring memories back, to all kinds of different things. Today's breath work that we're going to go through is a few mixtures of different breath works, and also a breath work that the breath sort of showed me that I just happened for an intuitive practice, but also with some learning and some solid foundations from other practices. So it's not all mine, but there's a little spin on it that's unique to it. And we are going to be breathing through chakra breathing. So for those who don't know what chakras are, they're basically just energy centers within the body. Think of it like junction points. So there's actually 114 chakras in total, and there's 112 within the physical body. Most people that do know about them know about the 7 in the central channel, which we'll be going through today. And there's 72,000 nadis, which are like flows of streams of water that flow into the main river. It's a good way of looking at it. So there's a very physical dimension to these chakras. So if we look at the root, which is the one we will start with today, the physical dimension to that is survival. So like, for example, eating to survive, because if you don't eat, you're not gonna last too long, or drinking to survive, or reproducing to ensure survival of your own gene pool. And then we've got the second center, which is sacral. For this is now we're moving into being pleasure. So instead of eating for survival, you're eating for pleasure, or you're experiencing pleasure. Instead of just trying to reproduce, you might be having an intimate moment to have pleasure. This is the pleasure center here. And then as we go into the third center, this is we're becoming a doer. We're getting things done, an action taker, maybe about building a business or these type of things. So as much as this helps us on an internal level, it also helps us on a physical level, because the way that we breathe is not separate from the way that we think and the way that we feel. So that's just those 3 channels. And in terms of the chakras, I said that there's 114. Only around about 24 to 28 need to be activated to live what we call normal, everyday type of existence. Some of the others are very subtle energies, which you'll experience today, very subtle sensations that will open up in your body that you may not normally open to or used to. Nothing to be worried about. With this whole process that I'll guide you through can be taken at your own pace. So yes, we're all going on a journey, all right, but ultimately you're going to set the destination in on your sat nav. So yes, we're all going on a journey, but we're going to go to slightly different destinations. But ultimately, we all end up in one place. But we're also going to go in the vehicle of our own individual choice. So what I mean by that is some people like to drive sports cars. They want to go fast. They want to go for it. They want to have these crazy experiences, and that's possible today. Other people, they like to cruise a little bit. They're like, a bit tentative, may not have ever done anything before, don't want to feel too out there. So we can have a more comfortable experience. It's about what you want. So anyway, I'll zip it. Let's actually experience it and have a great time. But before we do that, let's notice how we're feeling already. How are we breathing? Just sit there for a moment, close your eyes, and just notice how are you breathing before we start anything. The moment you even becoming aware right now, you're already improving your breathing pattern just by becoming aware of it. You're already doing breath work because you're aware. Breath work is just the awareness of it. Notice, is the breath in your chest? Is it in your tummy? Is it in your throat? Is it shallow? Is it deep? How are you feeling? You feeling angry, frustrated? You feeling happy, peaceful, relaxed, tired, can't be bothered? You feeling annoyed? Shut up, Jordan, I just want to do this, but who is this guy? Whatever's going on, notice that, while also noticing your breath. Just become aware of it. And just begin to notice how you feel starting the practice before we do anything. Just notice how you feel. The next thing I'm going to get you to do, I'm now going to bring you into a nice, easy way of breathing that you can always return to if the experience gets too intense at any point. So you're just going to place one hand on your chest. You can open your eyes to see if you want, but one hand on your chest, one hand at the top of your tummy, just above your belly button. And you're going to breathe in, preferably through the nose if you can. If you have any problems, restrictions there, don't worry, but if you can, breathe in through the nose. And as you breathe in through the nose, I want you to feel your tummy pushing against your hand. So the tummy goes out. And as you exhale, allowing the tummy to go in. So as you inhale, the tummy goes against your hand. As you exhale, the tummy goes in. You shouldn't feel too much moving in your chest. Within the chest, there's the panic response. We're just going to switch that off for a moment. We're just going to breathe into the tummy, preferably in and out through the nose, but in through the nose, out through the mouth is fine. In and out through the mouth is also fine. But if we can breathe through the nose, that's fantastic. as there's a neurotransmitter in your nose that signals to your body that you're safe and secure. It also releases nitrous oxide, which allows more oxygen to your cells. And it filters the air. So if we can breathe through our nose, fantastic. And just beginning to breathe into your tummy. And just beginning to tell yourself that you're safe and secure to feel. You're in safe hands. And just beginning to be aware of the breath. And as you begin to be aware of the breath, I want you to begin to think about your relationship with it. Because yes, I can show you many techniques. Techniques are great, but the relationship's even more important. A bit like two hairdressers can use the same scissors, you might get very different haircuts. So breath work is a tool, but our relationship towards that tool massively changes the experience. So for a moment, I want you, just by focusing on your breath still, but don't worry, let go of being perfect. Am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Just nice deep breaths. In through the nose and exhale, roughly 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out. And I want you to think of an offering that you're going to give to the breath, something you're prepared to give up, something you're prepared to offer. Maybe you're just going to offer your commitment. Maybe you're willing to offer your how much you want to control things. Maybe you're willing to offer your stress or whatever it is. Just think of something you're willing to give up, something you're willing to offer to the breath. What would you like to offer? Whatever that is. And often we think about the junk, the stuff that don't serve us. But maybe we also want to offer something that's maybe much nicer, maybe a well wish, maybe a thanks. Thanks goes a long way when we're working with any element. So if we just give thanks to the breath, this will already enhance your experience, because we can go a little while without food, we can go a little while without water, but we cannot go long at all without the breath. So we just give thanks for the breath for giving us life, knowing that we can trust in the breath. If we can trust in one thing in this life, we can certainly trust in the breath, because it is that which gives us any other experience. It is the foundation of health. It is the foundation of life. So with that knowledge, breathe in, but allow yourself to smile within as you take a few deep, nice, easy, deep breaths. And you set this offering. You surrender up your worries, your concerns, your questions to the breath. You give thanks. And then before we start, you just drop your head below your heart, just dropping it. Take a few more deep breaths. And know you can always return to this easy, comfortable way of breathing if it gets too much at any point in the practice. You're in control. You are. You decide how much or how little you put your foot on that accelerator. So when you're ready, you're going to open your eyes. And we're going to get into the main practice. So as you know, notice how you already feel. You might be like, you know what, I don't feel anything different. Great. You might feel a little bit more peaceful just by focusing on your breath for a moment, a little bit more relaxed. If that's the case, fantastic. If it's not the case, that's okay too. But just know you can always return to that easy, deep diaphragmatic breathing at any point. If a good thing to do, if it does get too intense, is to breathe 4 seconds in, 4 seconds out, just calming the breath. As you do this, it has an adaptogenic effect on the nervous system. And if you feel up, it'll bring you down. If you feel down, it'll bring you up. So then we're going to go into the main practice. For the main practice, you can do seated, but if you are doing it seated, make sure you're really comfy, right? This is not such a good idea if you're not comfortable seated. But I also recommend, why not lay down? Enjoy yourself, lay down, but not onto one side. If we're laying down, we're laying flat, with our palms facing up. They can face down if you're uncomfortable, but palms facing up preferably. Open. It's really important that we're open when we're laying down and we're nice and straight. Throughout the practice, your mind's going to play up. It might say, oh, I feel uncomfortable, my lips are tingling, this is happening. I see you, I hear you, we'll speak later. We're focusing on the breath. Just go back to the breath. Let the breath be the guide. And you might have moments where you just forget that you're breathing for a moment. You're off somewhere. That's great too. Enjoy that. But then come back to the breath. Throughout this practice, for the type of thing that we're doing, it is common that you may feel some tingling sensations in the fingertips, typically, or the toes, but it's not bound to that. It can be other areas of the body. If it gets too intense, slow down, relax for a moment, right? But we're doing it in completely safe manners. The reason for this is going to because of influx of CO2 that we're putting into the system, which creates a load of ionized changes in the body, and basically the nerve cells start to tingle. That's one reason. Also, you're also opening up these nadis, these energy channels, and you will feel it moving and shifting through your body. You can have these amazing experiences where you'll feel the energy literally flowing over, like a fountain within you's rising. Because this energy is actually always wanting to come up. It's always wanting to come up and burst through, but we resist it and block it down. So we're going to invite it to move through or wash us with it. So now that everyone's comfy and in a good space, I'm going to guide us through the practice. As we get near the end, I will play some music so you can just settle in silence. So I'll guide it through, I'll bring you to the space, and then at the end, I'm just going to say breathe naturally and normally, which will be returning back to the nose. Don't worry, I'm going to be guiding it all through. You don't have to overthink it all. And one thing to also is let go of being perfect. Let go of, am I doing it right? Am I doing it wrong? Just try and follow the guidance, but also follow your own guidance. Because Joby said about breathwork, master me and whatever, but you're the master. Because how do I know? Because the fact that you're alive and breathing now means you're already doing something right. You're just in resistance to your mastery. So you know what feels good. Trust that. Trust your own knowing, your own relationship with the breath itself. So if you feels good to go a bit more, increase it a bit more. If it feels good to just slow it down a little bit, slow it down a little bit. So the rhythm and the pace will start to happen naturally. So we're going to get going. So everyone, get yourself comfy, get yourself in position. And try not to throughout fidget too much. If your body has natural shakes, that's great, but try not to fidget. Try and just surrender and surrender to the experience. So we're going to begin. Closing your eyes, first of all. And you're just going to place your hands on your hips. And as you place your hands on these hips, you're going to breathe in and out, but no pauses between the inhale and the exhale. So it's a little like this. In through the nose and out through the mouth, or wherever feels comfortable. No pauses between the inhale and the exhale. Just cycling the breath. And as you exhale, you're just letting out a sigh as you breathe into your hips. Imagine bringing the breath all the way down to your hips, which is actually possible. And as you exhale, just letting out a sigh, letting go of any tension, any stress. And just begin to connect to your primal nature. Dropping out of the busy mind and into the intelligence of the body. Staying with the breath, cycling with the breath, in and out. No pauses between the inhale and the exhale. Nice and relaxed breath. Enjoy each breath. Be non-resistant to each breath. Allow it to flow. Allow it to cycle. Allow it to cycle and cycle and cycle. Inhale and exhale. Slightly deeper than you normally would breathe. And letting that sigh out. And let that repeat. In your own space, in your own timing. Following that breath still while focusing your attention in your root, focusing it around your hips. With each breath, telling yourself that you're safe and secure to let go. You're safe and secure to feel. Connecting to the root. And rooting yourself into the ground beneath you. Connecting to the element of earth. Activating through your own will, through your own effort, and allowing, surrendering to the breath, and aligning within as we move through this central channel, as we beginning to build the fluid up at the base of our spine. Keep with the breath. A few more. If you need to let out a bigger sigh, like a let that happen. Just let it release for the moment. Any frustrations, even frustrated that I can't feel anything yet, whatever that is, just let it go. Slow it down if you need to. Speed it up a little bit if that feels better. Good. And take a big deep breath in. Imagine driving that energy up all the way to the top of your head. Hold the breath for a moment. Just squeeze and drive up. Imagine you're driving up through the middle of your spine, holding it at the top of your head, holding the breath. Whenever you need to exhale, exhale. But if you can hold it, hold for a little few more moments. Enjoy as you hold, connecting to your peace. Connecting to your courage. Good. And exhale. Just settle into those new sensations for a moment as you begin to place your hands onto your tummy. And as you place your hands into your tummy, you can allow the breath into your tummy now. As you inhale in, nice gentle inhale. And as you exhale, you can exhale as a whoosh, as a and you're going to inhale and exhale like the waves in the ocean, crashing in and crashing out. Breathing through your tummy, breathing into your tummy. Feeling the tummy come up and come down. As we connect to the second center, the element of water. And we allow this water to flow, just with the breath, no pauses between the inhale and the exhale, flowing in and out. Just allowing that flow to happen. Allow those waves to crash over you. Allow the element of water, your emotions to be felt. Feeling is the language of truly understanding. Allow yourself to feel. Feel into each breath. To surrender to the power of the breath, to the flow of the breath. And we're connecting to the feminine side of the self. Feeling, flowing. Allow this water to move through this center of creativity. Allow your creativity to begin to blossom. Allow yourself to become at one with the water, fluid, loose, flowing, non-attached. As you begin to breathe in forgiveness into this center, thanking yourself for all that you are and all that you are not. Saying, I'm sorry for all that you have or haven't done. I love you for all that you are and all that you are not. I forgive you for all that you did or didn't do. And I send many blessings to everyone in this space, consciously breathing together. As we breathe in the collective energy, we exhale, feeling into our own center, allowing that flow to move and flow through. And then we take a big deep breath in. We drive that all the way up to the top of our head. We hold the breath for a few moments. Just squeeze and imagine like fluid from a straw going from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head. Still hold, but try and relax the muscles as you still hold. And just connect to your peace for a moment. Connect to the new sensations, the new feelings. Connect to the silence. And whenever you need to, you allow the exhale to happen. If you're still holding, great. If you need to exhale, allow the exhale to happen. And just feel into your body. Breathe nice and easy for a moment. Just meditative, inner exploration within. Feeling within. As we begin to move into the third center. If anyone needs a little break, just breathe naturally and normally. Or continue the breath, cycling, inhale and exhale. As we place our hands on our rib cage, or you can leave them by your side. But I want you to begin to breathe expansively now. As we connect to the element of fire, as we connect to our passion, we connect to our willpower, we connect to the inner warrior within us. And I want you to begin to breathe, preferably just through the mouth. Nice, strong breaths, fully in, letting go, fully in, letting go. You're not rushing these breaths. You can slow them down if you need to. But deep breaths, strong breaths, and allow yourself like a balloon to fill up like a balloon, to breathe in life. This is the life force that you're breathing in. You're worthy of the breath. Connect to your power. Allow each breath. This is your energy center. You try breathing into as you connect into the sacred fire within you. And just allow this as you connect. Allow this power within you to increase. Breathing in more life, giving life to life, connecting to your courage, connecting to the warrior within you, being able to overcome any challenges. You're halfway there. Keep going. Nice, strong breaths. If that's too fast, slow it down. Whatever you need. But connect to this. Overcoming all obstacles. Good. 3 more breaths. 3, 2, 1. Breathe fully in. Let a little bit of pressure out. And then just holding the breath. Connecting to your peace as you just hold. You'd be surprised. Just let go. Feel the sensations that have arisen. Just holding the breath. Connecting to the warrior within you. Allowing the sacred fire within you to ignite. Igniting this fire. Igniting your willpower. Igniting your energy center. Whenever you need to, you exhale. Breathe naturally and normally. You can hold for a little while longer, hold for a little while longer. Just allow those feelings to overcome you. And then we go into one more round of that fire. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Fully in. Letting go. Fully in. Letting go. Expanding your rib cage. Becoming expansive. That's right. The deeper you breathe, the more life you allow into the system. Opening up through the solar plexus. Allowing each breath, the golden light to flow through you. Allowing the fire within you, the flame to get bigger and bigger and bigger. Allow that flame to increase. So that flame's moving out through the solar plexus, through your whole body. Allow the flame to fill up the room as you breathe continuously. Circular motion, connected to the inhale and the exhale. Expanding and expanding and expanding that breath. Expanding yourself, becoming more and more expansive. Allowing the breath to be the gateway back into the sacred fire, into the space where you connect deep into your DNA, into your ancestral memory, where you connect to your passion, where you connect to the ability to take action, to overcome any obstacle that steps in your path. You breathe fully here. Few more breaths here. Fully in, fully out. Way more powerful than you could ever imagine. Let's go there. Let's go there. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe fully in. Let just a little pressure out and hold the breath. Hold the breath in those sensations. Calm the system. Let it know it's safe and secure. You're rooted. You've got life in the system. Plenty of oxygen. Just holding the breath and relaxing into that. Letting go of judgment of the self. Just being. Let go of doing. Just begin to be. You're a human being. Just be for a moment. Feel it. Feel that fire pulsing in you. You place your hands on your solar plexus, you'll feel it pumping like a heartbeat. Because you've woken up that center. You've woken up your willpower, your ability to activate. And whenever you need to take a breath, you do so. You just calm the system for a moment as you connect to your peace. A strength's not just about doing, it's also our ability to surrender. It's our ability to let go. That takes true courage and true strength. So as we settle for a moment, we place our hands on our heart. We take the next breath into our heart space. We can breathe in and out through the mouth or through the nose. It's up to you. As you breathe into your heart, allow the heart to open. And as you exhale as a sound. So you inhale, you exhale as a just releasing out through your heart, letting your heart sing, releasing a sound of accomplishment, because the biggest accomplishment you can ever achieve is a relationship with your own heart. So as you breathe into your heart, as you breathe into the beat, the rhythm of your heart, you breathe into the rhythm of the heartbeat of your true nature. And you stay with the breath, allowing yourself to internally smile, and let a smile begin to be born upon your lips as you inhale and exhale through the heart space. And you begin to enter through the 4 chambers of your heart, sinking deeper and deeper into the heart space with each breath. With every exhale, you let go. With every inhale, you go deeper into the heart. And you go into the 4 chambers, the 4 sacred directions, north, south, east, and west, the 4 elements, earth, water, fire, air. And you allow yourself to open up the doorway to the fire within. And as you open up the doorway to the fire within, you continue with the breath. Stay connected. But you see this fire in front of you. And all logic tells you to be afraid of the fire, to run from fire. But something within you knows, deep within you knows, not to be afraid. And then the fire begins speaking, which already defines all logic. And the fire says to you, if you're prepared to let go of all that you think you know, all that you think you are, if you're prepared to let go of being right or being wrong, if you're prepared to let go of trying to control this experience, and you're prepared to surrender, there's a gift waiting for you at the other side. So you jump through this fire, allowing it to burn away your attachments to all that you think you are. And as you jump through the fire, it burns away the old. And you find yourself, no body, nowhere, no time, in empty space. And then a dear friend, a dear guide comes to you. And it's the breath. You inhale, you exhale, and you allow yourself to enter the journey with the breath. As you move on up your focus into your throat, you slightly tilt your head back. You allow your jaw to relax. You inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, you open up your mouth really wide and relaxing the jaw. And you allow the breath to just enter freely out through the throat with no force. Just allow it to move through the throat as you connect to your expression, to your ability to express, as we begin to connect to the higher centers. And we continue to breathe through the throat. You can place your hands on the throat and massage if you wish, or you can just place your hands by your side. Just let it move through the throat. If you need to clear through the throat, just allow it to move through freely, flowing through the throat. And you just allow it out as a sound wave. First there was a sound, and let that sound give life to life. Just allow the breath to just move through you, not trying to hold on too long, just letting it flow in and flow out. You allow this to move through your throat, clearing any expression, any blocks. Your voice has meaning and purpose. What you say is valuable. You allow it to flow through. And then you bring your head back to neutral, and you place your hands over your closed eyelids, just placing your fingertips over your closed eyelids. You breathe nice and gently in and out through the nose. No pauses between the inhale and the exhale. And you focus all your attention between your eyebrows. You focus all your attention here. And as you focus all your attention, you allow your vision to begin to open. You begin to just surrender up the illusions, surrendering all illusions, connecting to the truth of who you really are, looking inward at yourself, going into the inner world, letting go of all distractions, just breathing gently, calmly, but focusing all tension between the eyebrows. If you wish, you can place just a tiny, tiny bit of pressure on the eyes, just a tiny bit, or just keep the hands there nice and softly. And just continue to breathe. And as you breathe, breathe up through each center and allow it to enter through the forehead. So you just breathe in all the way up and round, cycling the breath as through the inhale and the exhale, cycling it up through that central channel, cycling it up like you're fluid up through a straw, just cycling the breath round and round. As you inhale, you feel the cool air that you're inhaling up and up. And as you exhale, you feel the warm air that you're exhaling. And you invite the breath to allow you to see into deeper depths of yourself, to allow it to see beyond what you know, into the unknown, going from impossible to possible, going from limited to limitless, going into possibility, going from the known to the unknown. And then you place your hands in front of you like you're about to embrace a dear friend, like you're embracing, hugging someone. You place your hands up or in front, wherever they naturally go. And you just embrace creation. You embrace the very thing giving you life, the very thing keeping your heart beating. You just embrace that for a moment as you breathe as in celebration of each breath. Like you're celebrating, letting go of the shadow and embracing the self, letting go of the known and into the unknown, letting go of the mundane and into the mystery. And you just set an intention, you set a wish, you set a prayer out to the breath, that which you wish to receive. And you send an offering, that which you wish to release. You release it with each breath. And then you gradually place those hands by your side. And we're in the final 8th round of the breath, which is 8th, which is the infinity. Never-ending cycle, the continuous cycle that you've kept with a breath. Through each breath that you're cycling, no pauses between the inhale and the exhale. You've building up energy throughout your system, whether you're aware of it or not. And I want you to perpetuate this energy, breathing in and out, no pauses between the inhale and the exhale. Breathe in through the mouth. And as you exhale, exhale like you're trying to fog a mirror. And just stay connected to the breath. If it's all become too much, just settle and meditate within. But if you feel good, just stay connected to the breath and go at your own speed. Begin to deepen the breath and breathe as one full body, breathing from each center, breathing from the tip of your toes to beyond the top of your head. We go into the final round of breath, building up this energy. We're going to go through the gears. We're going to go through 5 gears. So we're going to start gear 1, breathing nice and slowly, no pauses between the inhale and the exhale, fully in, letting go. With each breath, breathing up through the centers and letting go. And gear 1, just gentle, just like gear 1 in the car, just gentle. Your body is the vehicle. Your body is the spaceship. So we're going to put it into gear 1. The breath is the fuel. It's going to begin to take you into a different dimension of experience in life. Stay now, moving into gear 2, beginning to deepen it that little bit more, speeding it up just that little bit more, if you feel comfortable to do so. We move into gear 3 now, a little bit faster. If you feel comfortable, if not, stay with gear 2. It's up to you. If you can, moving into gear 4, even faster now. We're coming to the end, last quarter. And for those who wish to, gear 5, just roughly a few more breaths. Really go for it. Nice and powerful breaths. Good. Then breathe fully in. Drive the energy all the way up to the top of your head. Hold the breath. And then whenever you need to exhale, you exhale. And then you just calm. Breathe naturally and normally. Surrender. Let go. Feel what you feel. Experience what you experience. And allow the sounds that are about to play to wash over you. As we lay for the next few minutes, just in your own space, to journey within, in your own self, without me speaking, without me guiding, allowing the breath to guide you. As you just let go, as you just surrender, as you just be and feel. Feel what you feel, and experience what you experience.